friends. Katrina at Unhindered Stables here today. I have Genesis with me. I'm going to do hopefully a quick training session with Genesis today because it's hot out. So today I am going to try to work with Genesis on confidence building, being tied. Genesis actually has yet to be tied up to like a post. It's not something I think is super important right from the get-go. I find ways to do the stuff that I need to do without her being tied. It's really, I don't like the idea of them being trapped to a pole if they're already unconfident. So I've just kind of waited until I felt like she's gotten to a place where she can be better prepared to be successful at this. So I feel like she's reached that point now, and so I'm going to go ahead and do it. I have a tie ring here on the fence that is made so once she is tied up, she can actually still pull the rope through. There's just some resistance, not entire resistance, like if I were to tie her straight up to a pole. And I'm doing that because I want her to actually be able to move her feet, because it's a lot of times when you see problems, it's because they can't move their feet, and then they pull and pull and pull until they break the rope or break their halter, and then they get relief, and that's not what you want. You don't want them knowing that the only time that they get relief from being tied up is when they pull so hard that they break something. Okay, so I have this tie ring, this special tie ring set up so she can move her feet a little bit, she can get some relief, and then I'm just going to keep working on her, making it tighter and tighter and tighter until she feels confident being tied up to the pole. So I intentionally left the other horses in here as a way of encouraging her to move her feet. I actually want her to make a mistake doing this, because I don't want the mistake to come someday when I'm not prepared for it. Okay, so I'd rather just if she's going to react badly, I'd rather get that out of the way while I'm prepared for it and while I'm concentrating on it than some random day. So I'll actually use the other horses as a distraction. I have a feeling if I chase them off, she's going to want to go with them, and that might be a good way when she feels like she's being tied up, and that panic might set in of being locked to the fence. We might be able to see some results there. So that's what I'm going to do today. So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to shoo these guys off just a little bit, just until I can get her tied up correctly and whatnot. I'm not asking you to back up. You're a sweet girl. Thank you for trying to be obedient. Yeah, thank you. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to step on this other side, grab this side of the rope, but I'm not going to restrain it. I'm just going to let it pull through my hands if she gets nervous, okay? So I'm going to ask her to step up here. I'm going to switch the lead, so I'm going to go ahead, tie her to the fence, take the lead rope off. I have a really long line, so she has about 20 feet to pull back if it comes to that. All right, so she is now tied up. I'm going to go ahead and just shoo the other horses away. So there she's already kind of feeling a little bit trapped. Her eyes are tight and her ears are now fixated on me, which isn't a bad thing, but she's nervous, which is fine. So I'm going to go ahead and ask them to move out. So there she's realizing that she's caught to the fence. Got some nervous poops. This isn't too bad though. I mean, she did pull on the rope there and realized that she was tied up, and she didn't panic too bad yet. So I've shooed the other horses off, and she's definitely noticed that. So I'm just going to give her some time to process that and relax here before I ask her to do anything else. expect to see our typical signs, her lick and chew, her head come down. So there she tried to walk off, realized she was tied again. So she's definitely starting to understand that she's locked to the fence. She's not acting terrible, you know, she realized that she's stuck to the fence and she's kind of just holding still, scared. I'm going to make sure that I am keeping myself at a safe distance, that way if she does start pulling and bolting, that I'm not putting myself in harm's way. So I like that. I like she's testing it, realizing that she's caught there. So there she tried to walk off from the fence. Got some more nervous poops. So at this point, you guys, I'm just going to wait for her to relax. The other horses are now walking even farther away, which I think that's what's getting her more worked up. But that was my goal, right? So I wanted something to happen that would entice her to move away from the fence, because someday something's going to happen, right? Someday she's going to be tied up, and something's going to happen. A horse is going to leave, or a tractor's going to start up and spook her, you know, or something. You know, I hope those things don't happen, but they do sometimes. And, you know, I want her to learn that when she's tied up, her responsibility is to relax, okay, and stand relaxed at the fence. So there she licked and chewed a little bit. She backed up really nice. So I'm going to go ahead and just give her a treat. Really try to make it a positive experience for her to be relaxed and tied up at the fence. She wants to stay with me, which she's trained to do that, so I'm not upset about that. I'm just going to ask her, no, go back over there. I'm just hanging out doing nothing. Okay. So now she just seems like she's just connected to me, which I don't mind. You know, I don't mind her checking me out and, hey, what are you doing? And why am I over here and you're over there? Well, she's just trying to make sense of it. I'm just going to ask her to stay back over there. Her reaction is to turn and run, but then she's feeling the pressure on the fence, and instead of fighting it, she's just saying, okay, well, I can't go over there. So I'm going to go ahead and switch sides here. That really bothered her there. There we go. That's what I wanted to happen. I wanted her to swing her rear end around. This will be a little bit better camera angle for you guys too, because you can see her facial expressions as she's looking at me here a little bit. I'm gonna ask her to back up. One step. That's where I want you to stand. Okay, so you can see she's not terribly upset. There, she let out some air. And she's starting to blink a little bit more. But now the herd's moving again down there, so she's kind of checking out what they're doing. So at this point, I'm just going to try to walk off a decent distance, since she seems like she's content to stand at the fence when I'm there, and see what she does when I'm not there, okay? Good. So there's that lick and chew. She tried a couple times to walk off, realized that she couldn't, and processed and came down from it. So I'm going to go ahead and give her a treat. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, okay? So hopefully she doesn't trip on that rope as she walks off here. Okay, so I'm just going to come over here and act like nothing's up and give her time to relax over there tied to the fence. There's a little chill. Come in, give her a treat for that. Good girl. And now I'm going to go ahead and try to tighten it up a little bit. Restrict her movement even more. And see if she has a different reaction to that. Okay? Man, doesn't she look good, guys? Right there. She licked and chewed. She relaxed. She's standing still, nice and calm. I couldn't ask for a better result, okay? Girl, you want that treat or not, huh? No? Are you too nervous to eat? Okay, so I'm going to come on this side. Ask her to swing her butt around again. Good. Let's see how she reacts on this side. There it is. Took a lot less time that time, didn't it? Good girl. Good girl. Okay, so now I'm going to make it a little harder for her. I'm going to ask her to move her hind end over and not her front end because she's tied to the fence, okay? I want to be able to still move those parts of the body and have her stay relaxed being tied to the fence. So I'm just going to, excuse me, Genesis. Good. Good. And then relax. There it is. Very good girl. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Ask that hind end to move over. Come around. Say scoop your butt over and a little bit more, please. A little bit more and good. Good girl. Now I'm going to wait for that lick and chew again before I move on. There it is. Okay, now I'm going to do some desensitizing. Can she stay relaxed with my stick and string flying around on her back, around her body? There, it's hitting the tree and that's kind of bothering her. So I might just do that intentionally now until she relaxes. The branches rattling. And once again, I'm just going to sit here and wait for her to show me a sign that she's processing and relaxing. There's a big sigh. Good girl. Good girl. Are you all treated out, huh? Let's If I scratch your back, would that be a better reward for you? Would you like that a little bit more? Scratch your back. Oh, is that a good girl or what? Is that a good girl or what? I'm real happy with that. I'm going to go and do it on the other side. I like that right there. Actually a little bit better, because even though I had to put a little more pressure on her to get her move, I want her to be soft, she also wasn't reactive. So when I came on this side, she wasn't like, oh, I gotta move my hind end. It was more like, okay, I'm chilling. Oh wait, she's asking me to do something. Okay, I'll move. You know, so although it wasn't as quick and as soft as her other movements have been, it also wasn't near as reactive. So I appreciate that from her. And really, I didn't have to put that much pressure on her to move. I made a little bit of noise with my mouth and a tiny movement with my stick. So I'm not upset by that by any means. I like her leg just went uncocked, but it has been cocked since I started on this side. So I like that. I like the way that she just instantly went into a more relaxed body position. Her eyes, though, are still tight right now, and she hasn't let out. She hasn't licked into, so I'm just going to keep going until she does lick into, or lets out, or blinks a lot, or drops her head. Any of those big signs that she's relaxing. Her eyes, you guys, are still not blinking. I know it's probably hard to see with me blocking her face. But she hasn't relaxed yet on this side. So I'm going to not do anything else until she does. There's some blinking. She gives me a little bit more, then I'll stop. Still looking for that sign that she's relaxing. She seems a little locked up. Obviously this is taking a while. So I'm actually going to help her out here and just give her a lick and chew, help her lick and chew. By kind of releasing her jaw over here. Okay, so that still didn't work. There it is. Okay. So I just kind of helped her out, get out of that mental block there for a second. She seemed like she just kind of got stuck mentally. So just sometimes releasing that jaw actually releases the brain as well. So, good girl. Good girl. All right. My next step will be actually like leaving her and going far away and see how she does with that. Hi, Chance. Did you come to see us? But I'm not going to do that in this clip today because I want to keep it shorter for you guys. So look out for that in the future. Hope you enjoyed today. Hope you have a great week. Thanks, guys. God bless.